little tiny humans. Welcome back to Storytime with Teacher Sam. Today, we are going to be reading about a peculiar little girl named Molly Lou Melon. This story is called Stand Tall, Molly Lou Melon. It is written by Patty Lovell and illustrated by David Catrow. Now you know what I like to do first. I like to take a look at this cover to see what we can see. Can you tell me what you see? Look at Molly's crazy hair. I love her hair, don't you? It kind of matches mine today, doesn't it? Let's see what happens to Molly Lou Melon in this story. Let's get into it. Molly Lou Melon stood just taller than her dog and was the shortest girl in the first grade. She didn't mind. Her grandma had told her, "Walk as proudly as you can and the world will look up to you." It sounds like she has a really nice grandma. She seems very supportive. So she did. Molly Lou stood tall, just like her grandma told her. Molly Lou Melon had buck teeth that stuck out so far she could stack pennies on them. She didn't mind. Her grandma had told her, "Smile big and the world will smile right alongside you." Do you see her down there with her pennies? She's over here. So she did. Molly Lou Melon had a voice that sounded like a bullfrog being squeezed by a boa constrictor. But she didn't mind. Her grandma had told her, "Sing out clear and strong, and the world will cry tears of joy." So she did. Molly Lou Melon was often fumble-fingered. She didn't mind. Her grandma had told her, "Believe in yourself and the world will believe in you too." What do you think fumble-fingered means? Have you ever accidentally dropped something or tripped over your own 2 feet? I am quite fumble-fingered myself. Another word for being fumble-fingered is clumsy. Have you ever heard the word clumsy before? So she did. I could never do that, that's for sure. Look at her on that tightrope. I would break all of those dishes. Then Molly Lou Melon moved to a new town. She had to say goodbye to her grandma and all of her friends. Have you ever moved to a new town before? What kind of things were you feeling? How do you think Molly Lou Melon is feeling having to move to a new town? I remember when I moved, I was really nervous. But you know what? I ended up absolutely loving it. We all take time to adjust to new changes and start in a new school. On the first day of school, Ronald Durkin called her Shrimpo in gym class. When the game started, Molly Lou Melon caught the football, ran under the legs of Ronald Durkin, and scored a touchdown. All the children thought, wow, she's good. And Ronald Durkin felt very foolish. Do you think it's okay to call people names, especially mean names? Not okay, is it? That is not nice at all. Ronald Durkin doesn't sound very nice, but we'll see what happens. On the second day of school, Ronald Durkin called her Bucky-Tooth Beaver. Molly Lou Melon took out her pennies, stacked 10 high on her teeth, and smiled as big as day. All the children smiled with glee, and Ronald Durkin felt very foolish. It seems like Ronald Durkin didn't learn his lesson about calling people mean names just yet, hasn't he? We'll see what happens with Ronald Durkin. On the third day of school, Ronald Durkin said, "You sound like a sick duck, honk honk." Molly Lou Melon sang out, "Quack!" so clear and strong that it made Ronald Durkin somersault backwards, hit his head, and have to go to the nurse. All the children cried with joy to be free of Ronald Durkin for the rest of the afternoon, and Ronald Durkin felt very foolish. Seems like he hasn't learned his lesson quite yet. What do you think Ronald Durkin should do instead of calling names? I love that. On the fourth day of school, Ronald Durkin said that she'd made the snowflake all wrong, but Molly Lou Melon opened up her paper and revealed the most beautiful snowflake of all. All the children oohed and awed, even Ronald. Wow. What a beautiful snowflake. On the fifth day of school, Ronald Durkin brought Molly Lou Melon a stacking penny for her tooth and smiled at her. Look at that. It looks like he's being nice now. That night, Molly Lou Melon took out a pencil and paper and wrote a letter to her grandma. "Dear Grandma, I wanted to tell you that everything you told me was exactly right. Love, Molly Lou Melon." What a wonderful story. Now that our story is over, let's talk about it. How do you feel about the way Ronald Durkin treated Molly Lou Melon? Do you think Molly Lou Melon handled it in a really good way? Do you think that she stood tall, like the title suggests, and was able to finally win over Ronald Durkin and kind of teach him how to be a kind and good person? I want you all to stand tall like Molly Lou Melon if somebody ever calls you a name like Shrimpo or Bucky-Tooth Beaver. We are all unique and special in our own ways. Our differences are what make us so wonderful. I want you to remember that next time somebody tries to tell you that you're not so special. because each and every one of you are. Thank you for reading with me, and I will see you all next time on Storytime with Teacher Sam. Bye.